Alright guys, TacticalRab again today. Hope you're doing well and enjoying your day so far. OpTic Kenny has gone into a lot of detail on the first couple of matches that OpTic played so far this CDL season, especially that infamous Game 5 against the New York Subliners that caused a fair bit of talking points at the time. Kenny reveals they're definitely looking to work on their discipline, and they will need to if they want to beat the Seattle Surge this upcoming weekend. So I want to enter into your thoughts in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always, I'd greatly appreciate it. Plenty to get into. Firstly, there was a tournament going down yesterday that a lot of the Challengers guys were getting involved in. This I thought was pretty funny. So Temp's team didn't do particularly well here, but they did 3-0 these guys. So Symbols and co, GG's to Temp and co could have easily been up 2-0, but choked the first two maps. So, well, if we look at these two maps, the first map is 250 to 184 to Temp's team. The second map is 6-3. So, I just thought it was kind of funny because, look, I didn't watch the maps. I don't know if they actually were very competitive and it was very close to being the other way around. But on paper, 250, 184, 6-3 sounds like it's relatively comfortable. Okay, maybe there was one rotation they bottled and then they lost the game. But as Temp says, GG's, you capping though on the up 2-0. You were shooting, so you were shooting good, but you know, you were capping on, you know, you had never been up 2-0 is what Temp's trying to get across. Now they did go on to get 3-0'd, I'm pretty sure, by Tyler Fellow's team, and you know, Temp's words the other day, we saw when Temp basically said a lot of these guys in the league don't deserve to be there or whatever, like they can't shoot back, all this stuff. So maybe his words coming back to bite him a little bit because didn't have the greatest performance yesterday. But as we full well know, the Challengers Cup stuff, all this, it's not even really starting yet. But we know that there's a lot of great talent in the Challenger side and that could arguably improve a lot of CDL teams, but we haven't yet seen enough to know which CDL teams are in massive need of improvement. It's very early days. This was also hilarious from the same thing that was going on, as ESG Ryan says, only one person could do this and win. So somebody dropped 4 kills and won the map 252-1. If you guys haven't guessed yet, well, actually, it's already on the screen, isn't it? We can see Doug on the right-hand side. It's Doug Censor of he's officially back. Doug goes 4-17 for the dub. Kind of funny, he has 0 defends as well, but he did soak up the hill time. So, you know, this is just what he does. 4 kills, though, to be fair. If you think there's going to be... Doug's 7 is obviously really infamous back in Modern Warfare 2019. But on this game especially, there will be lots of single-digit performances. I think Temp even dropped 5 yesterday in a control, but that just kind of happens. Now, not gonna lie, 4 in hardpoint even on Skid Row is pretty bad. So, but still, Doug gets the win, so who cares? And as Doug says, you know, he was frying on another map here, apparently on the terminal, but this is just the Doug said to Martin, this is what he does, you know? And as he says, I wish COD Bros understood that kills does not correlate to winning. Now, okay, I honestly think that it does, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure we could come up with a statistic that would confirm that there is a correlation between kills and winning. There is some correlation. It may be a weak correlation, but there must be some correlation. Like the team KD over a season will be better for the best team than for the worst team. Now, it doesn't mean everything for sure, and there is a weakness in this correlation, but... you know, it doesn't always correlate, but I would say there is some correlation. But still, on this occasion, Doug dropped 4 and they won. So he was definitely making good fundamental plays. And that's what Doug prides himself on. But at the same time, you know, would a few more kills help? Maybe so. Enter into your thoughts in the comments below. Now, this from Vegas Legion. Doug even got an offer, didn't he, from Vegas last season sometime. Didn't end up going for it. This is now their team that arguably could have been 2-0 this past weekend. They beat Rocker in Game 5. They really should have beaten Ravens in Game 5, but bottled that one pretty hard. Attach, Nero, Standy purges their team. This is what happened when they confirmed it. You guys probably remember the AI-generated images. This is meant to be Attach. This is meant to be Nero. To be fair, this looks like Nero. This one is funny, I think, for Standy. Like, he looks like a Fortnite character, do you know what I mean? He just reminds me of that kind of a feeling about it. And this is Purge. So, there you go. That was their announcement. It was all kind of funny. Now, they got clowned for this, obviously. To be honest, Vegas are not the worst organization in the league right now anymore. That title definitely belongs to Los Angeles Guerrillas, I would say, because they've literally tweeted nothing. Like, they played 2 matches this past weekend. 0 tweets happened from that account. At least Vegas try. So, Vegas have then said last night, we always want to celebrate our players at Vegas. We're proud to have an incredible team mixing rookies with rings. Okay, one ring for attach, but, you know, a ring nonetheless. With our initial announcement, we fell short for the last few weeks. So, you know, we've been drawing up something special. So I think this is funny, right? Honestly, like, I can't believe Vegas actually a real organization, but it's just too funny not to mention. So they say for the last few weeks, they've been working on something here to, like, effectively re-announce their team. So, oh my God, like, what are they going to come up with? They've been working on this for a few weeks. Like, oh my God, this is going to be a mega announcement. So they come up with this, your Vegas Legion 2024, attached standing Nero and Purge. And this is, you know, this is the graphic here. So, I mean, there you go. They worked on this for a few weeks and this is what they've got. Okay, look, it's not AI generated. They actually paid a guy to make this, which is cool. Like, to be honest, I thought it was funny, the AI generated stuff, that they were just getting that for free. Obviously, the community wasn't happy. They felt like they needed to do something a little bit better. So they have done. But it's not like they came up with some sort of feature-filled documentary on these 4 guys, right? They just got a graphic put together, and they say that the guy that put the graphics together worked on, you know, he's been working for Netflix, worked on Post Malone's Circles video with, you know, no apostrophe. But anyway, it's nice for sure, but I just thought the whole thing was kind of funny, to be honest. So that is, well, the new Vegas Legion update. But the big story, of course, of last night was Kenny coming out with an explainer video as to exactly how we got to this point. So these are the point standings. The CDL did, by the way, reveal the proper standings on the graphic here. I'm pretty sure after the matches were over on Sunday, they put like a graphic out on stream, and they hadn't really calculated who was, you know, who was higher and lower based on series win-loss, map win-loss, this type of stuff. But anyway, this is the way the standings currently look, but it's very early days. FaZe #1 already, as you might expect, but tied with Surge, and Surge have a big weekend ahead of them. They play OpTic and FaZe, I believe, and the OpTic game is on Friday, and that's a very big one indeed. So this I thought was fantastic from Kenny, and honestly, watching this video, I said it before the season began how valuable I think Kenny was going to be to this team, and honestly, yes, they wanted Drazah, he was their first option, but I actually think Kenny is probably going to be more valuable to this OpTic team than Drazah would have been, just based on his mindset around the game, and you can hear it as what we're going to discuss here in a second. So Kenny goes into detail on all the matches. I just love that this type of content exists as well. By the way, I used to really miss when Scump, when he was, you know, competing a few years ago, he used to make videos like this. He'd make post-event vlogs, breaking down their games, all this stuff. And I used to love those videos. Those are kind of what got me into competitive, I'm not going to lie. Because I used to watch all Scump's regular public match gameplay back in Black Ops 2, and then he'd release a video that would recap his tournament that he plays, and I was like, what tournament? Maybe I'll tune into the next one type thing. So it was all great stuff, and this is awesome from Kenny. So he goes through the matches, predominantly interested though in the OpTic side, because those are the ones that he actually plays and knows what happened. Talking specifically about that Subliners round 10 situation. You never really know what's happened within the team. We saw Pred go rogue, but the explanation behind that is interesting, and Kenny says that really it was okay, in part a poor play from Pred, to be honest, but in part a miscommunication from himself, and owning up that if he didn't say what he said, that would have been a different story.
We had 2 rounds where we obviously threw away. A few of them kind of miscommunications. Like the 5-4 round or the 10 round, like I was calling out Sib one shot for Pred or AG, and AG child, and he didn't see Sib, but he shot Caesar and ended up dying to Sib. So it's kind of one of those things, and it's a really small thing, because I feel like on my LAT team we had a really bad case of like not winning our man advantages, and this day obviously showcased that for us as well. So it's one of those things we definitely want to fix up on, because we're losing these S&Ds round 11, and if we can like win a few more rounds that we should be guaranteed with these man advantages, I feel like we'll be in a really good spot as a team. Obviously in that case you could tell AG like, yo, you shouldn't chow, but like with how I guess it was on me because of how frantic my comm was, like one shot, because Dante was standing in the open for me. And if he just strafed and looked at the pillar or looked down towards Sib, he probably would have just killed Sib and like not died. And then also I strafed off the Eskies and fell off the Eskies, so I couldn't help him, which was kind of like I said, a miscom out of me. It's good to lose a match like this early, so it showcases us that, or shows us that like these small mistakes can't happen, and we're gonna lose to good teams if they do happen. I think once again a miscom to AG. AG gets the first blood, and then he gets a one-shot call and tries to look for the guy, doesn't see the guy, dies, we lose. I don't remember many rounds from this, but it's definitely something we're gonna go over. and then we go into Karate Control. We win it 3-2. Once again, I think it's a map that we need to kind of like we're good at. Obviously, we're good at all the respawns right now, but there's just a few moments, 1 or 2 moments in these, like I said, these key moments in these maps that if we just win this one gunfight or we took this one route, that the other team doesn't come close to winning the map. And I kind of talked about it after the map in the match, like, yo, we should have did this. I'm not gonna like go over it right now because I don't want to like obviously give too much, but there was just a few key moments and we kind of talked about it. Everybody agrees we're gonna fix it.
So this is that round in question, right? Here we are, round 10, OpTic up 5-4 in this situation, and Kenny makes a great play. Throws the nade to the right side, hops up on top of the Eskies again. They've just smoked out the B-bomb site here, and they're just trying to run in. So Kenny finds himself in a great spot, takes down HyDra, takes down Kismet as well, and Dashy gets killed by Sib in this situation. He then gets a couple of shots here on Sib, right? So you know, we can see here that Kenny gets maybe a bullet in on Sib. I don't really know how many bullets he gets in. Maybe 2-3 bullets on Sib possibly. So Sib was definitely weak. He hit one straight to Sib, I think, but I'm pretty sure that he would have hit a couple like through Kismet possibly as well. So Sib was a bit weak in this situation. It was a 3 versus 2, and he obviously, after hitting those maybe 1 or 2 shots, told Pred, hey, he's one shot, you know, trade this guy type thing. Pred gets unlucky, to be fair, right? Like, as Pred comes around the corner here, he doesn't quite see Sib laying down, even though probably the comm from Kenny wasn't the best, because he could have said he's one shot, you know, by the plant pod or whatever you want to say. So Pred could have been looking for him. Pred then sees Skyz running away, goes for the kill here, and then, of course, Sib, you know, takes him down before he can get the kill on Skyz. And then it's still a 2 versus 2. To be honest, Shotzzy makes a misplay again because he pushes up mid and dies. But, you know, to be honest, a 3 versus 2 advantage in that situation. They should have closed it out. But I thought it's really good how Kenny looks into these situations from like a hindsight perspective. To be fair, Los Angeles Thieves last year also had issues with this at times, right, where they would have mad advantages and not take advantage of them. So it's something that OpTic have to think about, but Kenny is like hyper aware of everything that occurred and everything that could potentially happen in order to fix those issues, because he realizes, like, he's not saying, oh, pretty shouldn't have child. He's saying, all right, I said this, I probably called out one shot because, look, 5-4 in a big situation, get a 2-piece, get the third guy weak. The intention from Kenny, understandably, is going to be, yo, one-shot trade him, you know, all this stuff, get the kill and stuff. And to be fair, if maybe the comms were a little bit cleaner, Pred could have peeked that tighter, probably got the kill on Sib as the guy laid down, and then it would have been a 3v1. And, you know, if the guy's weak, you tell your teammate to chow, that's fine. But it's just the manner of it meant that they ended up in a 2 versus 2, where really, even just consolidating a 3 versus 2 there, with the Subliners guys trapped in, it's such a hard round for them to win, because you can just get a guy watching the crossed way, then you get 2 guys just on the headies at B. Okay, you can't snake them anymore, but it's still definitely an easily winnable 3 versus 2. But because they went for the overpeak, they lost the round 11. But as Kenny says, it's rounds like that that are actually really valuable, because they know full well that they can't make mistakes like that against top teams such as New York, such as Ultra, such as FaZe, because they're just going to get exposed in these situations. I was also really impressed by what Kenny said on that control map, where he said, we won, and in the hardpoint as well against, I think, Rocker, they won them, but there were certain plays that if they'd have made better plays, they would have smoked them. And I think that's a super valuable mindset that I'm not sure OpTic have really had for the last few years, when the tendency tended to be, as far as I'm concerned, that when they would win, it'd be like, all right, we won, so that's fine. But Kenny's mindset is like, well, we won, but we only won by 30. We should have won by 70 or 80 if we'd have done this. So let's fix that so that next time we're actually down, and we need to get that right so we win 250, 240, we do rather than lose. So it's this kind of mindset that I think is super valuable, and it's great to hear the insight from Kenny as well. Obviously, he's not going to go into so much detail to give anything away to the opposition, but as he says, the way this first weekend went was pretty optimal, really, in terms of what they'd want. They learned a lot, they understand, you know, they need to improve the discipline, and he's working on that. I'm sure Karma's working on that, and, you know, it's naturally going to be a thing with OpTic they've got to work on, but early days, they've still been pretty competitive. Surge, though, is going to be a big challenge, because, you know, let's be honest, they could have beaten Boston 4-0 this past weekend, given the way the map 1 went and the drama about that, the rules were wrong and all this. Okay, maybe Boston still win it, but Surge also dismantle Thieves relatively handily as well. And this is kind of one of the big games, because Surge seem pretty disciplined. They've got Rambo over there as the head coach. We know that his mindset around Call of Duty is different, let's say, to Dashy's. So this has always been an interesting point. So they play on Friday And that's a really big game. Like, OpTic have a big weekend ahead, and as Kenny says, there's things they've got to resolve and fix and improve if they want to win this particular series, especially with Illy playing as he did most recently. So very much interested your thoughts on all this stuff in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.